All right, now everybody see this is the second where I have to click from one button to the next, so you get to see me introduce the show. Oh, hi! It's time for the show.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans, with your hosts Jesse Martin.
You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taylor.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your Majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taylor.
Hey, that's me, and I'm tired of waiting on this thing. One of these days, I've got to fade it out right so that it works right. But I just don't have time to put it on my equipment and get it right. And I bitch about it after the beginning of every show, but I don't think anybody else cares except for me. And that's all that matters to me. Look, Jesse is ghosting us. What the hell is he doing? What the hell?
have no idea.
This is my friend Jesse Martin, who is practicing his magic. Look at that. He's in and out. Look at that. It's the prestige. Everybody.
What's going on?
What's happening, man? How are you today?
Living the dream, man. Living the dream. Nice rainy day in the East Coast of the U.S. Watch the men's national team got their ass whooped this morning.
3-1, wasn't it?
Yep. It was
Any
after
team
that.
whose national colors are red, white, and blue, and they run around wearing orange all the time. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. So I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah. So yeah, by the time that second goal was scored, I was like, on to the NFL. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you're called the Netherlands, but you're called the Dutch. So what the fuck are you?
Holland.
Anyway, Holland, right? Holland, Netherlands, right? Thank you very much. Our European friend here, coming in from Barrow in Furnace, UK, Scott Hartley. I'm sorry. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I just love that thing.
I know.
How are you today, buddy?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm looking forward to my favorite hour and a little bit of my week. I love chopping up with you boys.
Oh,
This is the best time. I really enjoy the Saturday streams.
I thought he was going to have it go a little bit with the in out with the old wife after the show. That's what I thought he was talking about. So that's why they do that sound again.
What?
There you go. See, and that's what it is. There, I thought they were all being, up in the stands and shit. Yeah, right. But no, they're all up there making fuck noises.
Yeah, basically.
See, now I'm learning how to. I'm learning here. I'm learning.
Every day's a learning day, John. Every day.
That's right. It's one thing to watch, like Monty Python and think all you people act weird and everything like that. It's another thing to listen to you, naturally. Right.
Right.
All right. So, according to the big embossed book.
Oh,
how did
yes.
you do last week, sir?
The big embossed book, which I have here, we have Jesse Martin, 6 out of 13. Not a great week.
No.
We have myself, 8 out of 13. Again, not it's okay week.
That's pretty good.
Last week was really weird in the NFL.
Right answers. And on the betting front,
what did you say?
Wow.
What was John?
Say that again.
What was John?
10 out of 13.
I got 10.
13. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Could you say that again?
10 out of
You
13. You smashed
cheated.
it. If anyone's keeping score, yeah, that's good. On the betting front, we had Jesse Martin laid down a total of $1,250
Woo.
and made $1,264.50. A $14.50 profit. Well done. Profit's profit, Jesse. Profit.
You got to come out ahead somehow.
That's it. John, $600 last week put on the games. Came out with $1,373, a profit of $773. But that's not everything. The winner from last week's profits was myself with a $600 bet, $1,882.
Look at you.
$1,282. It was the Miami game and the Kansas City game that absolutely killed it for us. I put 400 on Miami and laying the points, and it came through. The one that really, really let you down, Jesse, was the Ravens against the Jags.
I had a feeling.
And you had 500 on that.
I had a feeling. My last minute call is to make the embossed book change about the Jets. That helped me out considerably.
It did indeed.
I was watching the pregame, and they were going back and forth between whether it would be Trevor Simeon or Nathan Peterman or Trevor. And I'm like, all that says to me is it's the Jets, because that's nothing but here's some shit.
What a game from
Here's
Mike
some
White.
other
Yeah,
shit.
Mike White.
What a
everybody.
game from
Yeah.
Mike White.
Where the hell did he
Dude,
come?
he's done this
And-
before.
and
He's
to
done this
me-
before.
Yeah, but he's had a 4 interception game before too.
I know it, but
and to
when
me,
he
I
comes
was like,
in,
when they
get
said
up for him.
when they said Mike White over Joe Flacco, I'm like, what the fuck is that coaching staff doing, man? Like seriously? But hey, that's why they're coaches. They know a hell of a lot more about this shit than we do.
That's right. Well, so there's the big book from last week, and there's I'm sorry, I just saw a picture of Jesse there that I'm going to make fun of here, so don't mind me.
Fair enough.
That's right. So I'm over. So you guys go on ahead while I get a photograph ready to be able to show, so we can laugh at Jesse first.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it. We are at week 13. Week 13.
Week 13, yeah.
Week 13,
Wow, it's
man.
flying by.
This season is coming to a close fast. Some big games on the docket. The first one that we got, this one's really interesting to me. You got the New York Jets flying into Skull Country to take on the Minnesota Vikings and Kirk Cousins. The Vikings are favored by 3. The over-under is 44.5. And listen, guys, I like the Jets in this position right now. I think they're playing one of the best. They're playing the best defense in the AFC. And then they got the resurgence of that offense and having Mike White under center. I like this Jets team a lot. So for me, I'm going to take the Jets plus the points. I'm not going to pick a winner in this one, but I think the Jets are going to cover, and I'm going to put $200 on that.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. Garrett Wilson, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's been playing lights out. He's really lit up my fantasy team. So I quite like the Jets, especially after the way they got on last week and dismantled the Patriots by miles. It was I'm going to go back and have a look at the score.
Oh, it was like 30-9.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. 30-10.
30-10.
I mean, really good win last week. I don't know what it is with Minnesota. I still think they've got a bit of a fraudulent record. They didn't do too well against us, and they've just been squeaking by in games. So, yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think the Jets could take this one. And
they got blown out by the Dallas Cowboys for one. Kirk Cousins does not take kind to pressure, and the Jets defensive front, with Quinnen Williams. I think they're going to come after Kirk Cousins, and this is going to be a big game for that defense on the New York side.
I'm going to take the Jets, definitely.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going completely the other way here. I see that. I mean, I see the Vikings winning big here. I think the Jets are somewhat fraudulent. I do. I think that the Jets, look, this is Mike White. All right. Like you said, like I said, last time he came in as a starter, if I recall, his first game in, he was lights out. Everybody was like, "Woo, look at this guy!" And then right after that, reality set in. Okay, they're going to Minnesota, which unless you haven't heard, thousands of birds die every day by running into that stadium. It's horrible, and that can be quite distracting for a young quarterback. But seriously, they did. The Vikings got handled by the Cowboys last week. That's going to leave a bad taste in their mouth. They're at home. The Jets, I think, are standing on a bit of a house of cards, and the Vikings, I think, are going to trounce them. I will take the Vikings, and I will lay the 2.5. Is that what it was? Because that's the last
3.
I saw.
It's 3. Look, I mean, listen, you have the best cornerback in the NFL right now is a rookie named Sauce Gardner.
That's all right.
That's
the best wide
be
receiver in the NFL.
That's going to be a big
matchup
between him and Justin Jefferson. This is a very intriguing game. Obviously, it's going to be played at the same time as the Washington game, but I'm going to keep an eye on this game. The Minnesota defense sucks. So, if Mike White could just put it together, I think the Jets defense can handle Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. I really do. And you know what? I am going to pick this game. I'm going to pick the Jets to win.
Oh, okay. So you're still going Jets plus the points, though, yeah?
Yeah, that's where the money's going.
Okay.
You saw him just right there, Scott, talk himself right into some bullshit, right? The Vikings are going to win this game. I'm taking that.
Okay. This next one's got a strange line, but yeah.
Yeah, the Denver Broncos traveling to Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens are favored by 10. The Denver Broncos is a fucking shithole on offense with their new quarterback and Russell Wilson.
Good brother. They're terrible.
What's going on with the Broncos, man? I mean, that marriage between what was it, Hackett or
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson is
it never even lasted. Those two woke up in a Motel 6 and went, "What the hell are we doing here?"
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to stay far away from this game. I mean, I'm picking the Ravens to win.
It's a 10-point spread, right?
It's a 10-point spread.
No way. There's no way I trust the Ravens with a 10-point spread.
Exactly right.
No way.
Especially the Ravens played down to their opponents as well too. If y'all haven't noticed that. So I mean, I'm going to pick the Ravens to win, but the spread, I'm going to stay far away from that.
All right, do me a favor, real quick, Jesse. I want you to say the words. Let me see. Say, "Bless you, my son."
Oh, I love it.
I almost got him to spit beer all over the place, or whatever he's drinking over there. All right, so Scott, what's your pick on that game? What's your thing?
Yeah, I'm going to take Baltimore for the win. The Denver Broncos are just a horrible side. You've got no idea what's going on. You got people fighting on the sideline, shouting at Russell Wilson as they're coming off.
Did you hear what they said about that? Because that was a defensive tackle. That was yelling at him, right? And Russell Wilson said, "Oh, he was just saying that, let's get going. And I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's get going." So we're all on the same page.
Shit.
I've seen people talking like that to each other in bars. So they don't know what they're talking about.
I just don't know how they get out of this contract. If anything, they must.
They can't. They're stuck with them. They're stuck with, unless you could find a foolish team to trade for Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they woke up in the Motel 6 with a crack whore, is what they did. They're like, and she won't go away.
I think honestly, looking at this, that Nathaniel Hackett will be gone at the end of the season, before Russell Wilson, and they'll try and look for someone who can get the best out of Russell next season. But he looks like a quarterback that when you see a quarterback's played 2 years too long, that's where Russell Wilson looks like for me at the moment, and I never saw that coming, not at all.
No, well, last year I remember when he played against us, and we remarked on this show after the game about how he was missing such wide open receivers. We kind of got lucky because they were open and he missed them by yards. And we kept thinking it's because of that injury. He's got this injury, but the fucking Seahawks knew. They fleeced the goddamn Broncos. Here, I'm going to give you my impression of the Seattle Seahawks all of 2022. Ready? Seattle Seahawks all of 2022. Oh my God! Thank you very much. But the Broncos are terrible. They have no answers for anything that they're doing. But the Ravens, I don't know whether if they play down to their opponents, that means all you people get out of the way in the front rows, because Lamar Jackson's got an arm and he's going to throw it like Russell Wilson. It's going to be hitting some people. All right, so watch out. And I don't mean receivers, because if he's going to throw it like Wilson, it's going to miss by a lot, and he throws with some velocity.
So who are you taking in this game then, John?
Oh, obviously, you got to take the Ravens to win. I think they could sleepwalk through a game with the Broncos, but there's no way I'm touching the 10 points. What's Jesse, the over-under there? Just curious.
The over-under is 39.5.
Ooh, that is a smell of a game. Jesus. You people go into that game? Sorry.
Jesse, stay away from the light. That's all I remember.
What's that? Stay away from the light.
Stay away from the light. Yeah, don't let them take you.
Stay away from the light, I said. Don't go anywhere near the light.
All right, next game. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. This is a pick'em game. The over-under is 42.5, and I'm going to pick the Falcons to win this game. I like their running attack. I think the Steelers, they're hit and miss. They got a rookie quarterback. They're this is kind of a season try to get their shit together. So they'll have a good game and they'll play a poor game. Then it's kind of going back and forth. But Pickett, I think, can eventually become a good quarterback. I just think he's too hit or miss, but I like the way the Falcons are playing, especially on offense. They have we witnessed it last week. I think they can certainly run the ball on anybody. And Steelers, got Watt, but not really much else on the defensive end. So I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Me too.
I'm not going to put no money on it, but
no, I don't trust them that much. But I'm going to take the Falcons. I think they're at home. The Steelers, like you said, for all the reasons you said, the Steelers are too hit and miss. The Falcons seem to be at least steady in what they can do. And
they're still fighting for that division.
They are
right there. They're only a game out from Tom Brady since the Buccaneers lost last week.
And a winning record need not apply. It's not necessary.
No, it's not.
But I think that they're a little bit more consistent in their attack, and at home they'll be able to take care of the Steelers. I think so. Give me the Falcons. Not touching it though.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons too. Obviously, we saw what they were like last week. As you said, Cordell Patterson, and I can't remember the other running back's name. He was very good as well.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
Mariota can obviously get plays with his feet as well. And I don't trust the offense from the Steelers at all with Kenny Pickett under center at the minute. He'll grow, he'll get better, but Falcons is the home team. It's strange that this is a pick'em, and there's too many pick'ems this week. They're just straight on the money line. So
I don't know what else you would do with this though.
Yeah,
which one do you trust? I mean, for Vegas, they're going to win either way. They're figuring this one's going to balance out, right?
Yeah. I would probably put Atlanta at maybe plus 1.5.
Plus
just because they're the home team. But like I said, I like Atlanta. Definitely staying away from anything. What's the over under? 42.5. I'd probably shoot the under in that one. The Steelers like to run the ball. Najee Harris, I like Najee Harris.
He's been playing better.
He's a big, humongous back. Kind of reminds me. I mean, not nearly quite as good as Derrick Henry, but just the size, and maybe he can develop into a Derrick Henry type running back down the road. But yeah, it's. I think the advantage is to the Falcons on this one, fellas. All right, next game, we got the Tennessee Titans traveling to Philadelphia. This is a big matchup right here. Philadelphia is favored by 4.5 points. And I like the Titans in this, guys. I think the Titans can run on the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. I like the point spread. I think Philly's going to win the game, but I think this is going to be a very, very close game. The Titans got a good defense. The Titans really remind you of the Washington Commanders. They can run the ball and they play good defense. I'm going to take the Titans plus the points, but Philadelphia to win.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take Philadelphia, and I'm going to lay the points, and I'm going to put $100 down on that one. I'm the other side of this. I think Philadelphia is going to snap out a little bit here. And it's December. If they're going to start laying a track to the Super Bowl, they got to start laying it down. All right, and I think that they are a superior team to Tennessee. I think what is his name? Every time I start to say somebody's goddamn name, I forget what it is. The wide receiver. He's coming home.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. I almost said AJ Green. It's like I'm inside a Crayola box. I just need to pick one. AJ Purple, AJ Red, AJ Brown. He's coming back to Tennessee. I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. He hasn't been very effective the last couple of weeks. So I can see a big game out of him. Jalen Hurts coming in there, man. I'm picking the Eagles, and I'm laying 4.5, and I will lay that $100 down on that.
Injury report, two big ones from the Philadelphia sides. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Robert Quinn, both out for this defense.
Okay. I'm not terribly concerned about that. I made it a rule long ago when I was like 12. I said to myself, never, ever rely on somebody named Chauncey.
I will say for the Tennessee side, Jeffrey Simmons is questionable with an ankle injury, and Danico Autry is out.
I'm going to take Philly here for the win. I agree, kind of with what John said, that they will. Hurts can run as well. He's got decent enough arm. They've got really good weapons on the outside with Brown. Quez Watkins is playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Philly will sneak this one out. I think it'll be close, but they've been sneaking a few games. I mean, they were close against the Colts. They were very, very close against the Colts as well. And then obviously we know what the Derrick Henry presents as a running back. So it's going to be a tight one, this game, but I'll take Philly. But again,
would you call it a squeaker, Scott?
I would call it a squeaker. Yeah. So I'll. And we now have a sound effect.
Woohoo! Aren't we? We are hitting the big time.
Professional podcast.
That's right. I want you to know that's organic.
Farts are funny no matter what age you are. Come on.
No matter what continent you're on. I'm telling you right now. If the peoples of one continent met at 1,000 years ago with the other people, there would be no conquering if one of them fucking held out a rubber chicken. They would all start breaking up laughing, and that would have been that. So, all right. What's our next game here?
Jacksonville Jaguars are going to the Jaguars are going to the Motor City, and it's a pick'em game. And I like the Detroit Lions in this, and I'm going to put 3 beans on that one.
Dang, that's pretty much. There you go. I also like Detroit in this, and I also like it enough to put 200 on top of this one. So go ahead and put me down. I think the Lions will run away with this, and I think that everybody that's all hot to trot saying, "Oh, here he comes, Trevor Lawrence is coming. Watch what he did last week. Here he comes." That's okay. I understand that, but the Lions have been playing well the last couple of weeks. They lost a field goal to the Bills. Yeah, right. So I like the Lions in this game at home.
I'm going to take the Jags here. I don't know why.
The who?
The Jaguars, yeah.
The Jaguars.
The Jaguars, yeah. I'm going to take the Jaguars. And I'm kind of drinking the Kool-Aid. They've got a good win against Baltimore last week. It's I'm going to take that. I'm going to take the Jags. No idea why. I'll put 50 on it as well. I don't know why.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
he's got a hunch.
I've just got a hunch. Yeah,
his gut.
Go with your gut feeling.
Scoliosis.
All right, the Cleveland Browns. the Cleveland Browns are traveling to Houston. Houston is a home dog at 8 points. Cleveland's a funny team, man.
Well, they're named after the Brown. They're named after Brown. And brown is a funny color. It's the color of Dookie, and everybody knows that's funny. This is how I think.
Yeah. Let me pull up the injury report.
They have an orange helmet.
John, go ahead and
all right. Look, the Browns whooped up on the Buccaneers last week, came back on them, won the game, and then beat them in overtime. Tom Brady, go sit down your old ass. All right. This is Deshaun Watson coming back from being a rapist and all that kind of stuff. He gets to finally get a start in Houston, back where he raped all those women. So he's got a lot of people in the stands that are going to be looking at him. Well,
Come
guess.
On, man. What? Well, yeah.
Look.
It's 24.
Let's not go there. Let's just move on.
It's my opinion. All right. So in my opinion, when he was in Houston and raped all those women, a lot of them are probably going to buy a ticket to come watch him play this game.
But
even though
they already have. No, Tony
sure.
Busby has already they have a suite, they're all going to be there.
Very cool.
10 of them are going to be there to watch Deshaun Watson beat the Houston Texans.
What do you think of the way he's set up? I mean, I've seen some social media videos of him in practice. He looked terrible.
He's a rusty piece of meat. Yeah,
and I just think, is he going to make a difference?
Well, it is Houston, so he's coming back against the worst team in the NFL.
It's
and
true.
The fact of the matter is that the giraffe that's on the other sideline will give him enough opportunities with a short field. The rest of the Browns are good enough. Frankly, if Cleveland already spent the money,
not Josh Allen, but Davis Mills didn't start.
No, it's the other. It's Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen. That's the Allen.
Yeah. Kyle Allen.
Yeah, Kyle Allen is starting. And
he's got
what?
I
took that off of here.
He couldn't hit a cow's ass with a banjo. Him, honestly, terrible quarterback.
I think the Texans are going to make this a little bit closer of a game than people might think. I think there's going to be a little bit of something behind it. I'm staying away from the points. I mean, I'm picking the Browns to win, but Don't be surprised if Kyle Allen goes off a little bit.
I don't know why. Yeah, Kyle Allen has shown the capability every once in a while, and usually when a guy like him does something like that, it's like the first start that he has a chance. Like you see out of the kid up in New York, Mike White. I just think the Browns are a better team no matter what, and they'll be able to carry Deshaun Watson through all his rust. And so Deshaun Watson will go back home. He'll show all the people that he raped how he plays football now, or how I think he plays football now. That's my opinion how he plays football.
Well, I'm going to take Cleveland, and I'm going to lay the points as well. I think that Houston are just a terrible, terrible side. I can't see any of them getting any change or anything out of Kyle Allen. And they've obviously got a really good running back in Chubb and in what's the other guy as well? There's a two-headed monster.
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, that's the one. So I think they're probably going to have a couple of rushing touchdowns there. So I'll lay the points as well, and I will put 50 on this one.
I'll tell you what, I will double your bet and make it 100. I'll take the Browns and lay the points too, because the Texans are just terrible, and I wasn't aware that slow roasted Davis Mills wasn't playing. I didn't realize that. So, but if it's Kyle Allen for sure, even rusty Deshaun Watson is going to be able to, even with a suite full of women up there that he assaulted and molested, looking down on him, he's not going to worry about it so much.
The Seattle Seahawks are traveling to LA to take on the Rams. Matthew Stafford just went on IR. He's probably done for the season. No Aaron Donald, no Troy Hill.
There's no Aaron Donald either.
No Aaron Donald.
Wow.
And I think this point spread should be even higher than the 7.5 that the Seattle Seahawks are favored. So I'm taking Seattle, laying the points, putting 2 beans on this one. But we really want the Seahawks to lose this game.
Absolutely.
I just don't see it happening.
Go ahead, Scott. Who's up?
Yeah, I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks on this. Now that you said Donald's not playing as well, that's their 2 key pieces, really, isn't it? Cooper Kupp's out for the season as well. I don't see a way back for LA now. Their season will be finished as soon as this game is over. So that's them done for another year. So, take the Seahawks on this, but I won't do anything with the point spread. I'll just pick it as a who I'm going to pick for the game.
Now, this game is in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah.
So that means when we're watching pregame on NFL Network and they're all standing on that plastic field of theirs, we're going to see U-Haul trucks in the background for all the Rams players because they're getting ready to go on vacation. And I agree. I think that they're done. I think that
I was going to say, hot photos of someone. Oh my God, we're getting spammed by this person, whoever this is. Are you able to remove this out, Jesse?
Oh,
we've got
hot photos of his sister.
Of his sister, yeah. So
no, dude, I've already seen your sister. Your sister ain't shit. So I don't even, dude. You blocked the one that I have up there. So
shit.
Harry Toothless kid from Kentucky.
All right, the almost game of the week. 4:05 start time. Miami.
I am taking the Seahawks in that game, by the way.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, sorry, I thought you already said that.
No, I thought you were making fun of my lousy joke about U-Hauls, but no, there was somebody giving us hot pics of his sister.
Are you putting anything down on that Seahawks game?
Absolutely not. Fuck them.
Okay. The Miami Dolphins traveling to San Francisco.
This one I've got no idea.
This is a big game right here. This is going. I think we're really going to find out about both of these teams. How good really is the Miami Dolphins. Tua's seemed like he's been playing lights out. Tyreek Hill's freaking an animal. Jalen Waddle, that offense is really, really cooking right now. Then on the other side, you got San Francisco and their running game and their defense.
The Dolphins have a running game too, and
they do.
Both of their running backs, Davis and Mostert, are having homecoming games coming back to the 49ers. Davis just got traded a couple of weeks ago, and he's been rolling for the Dolphins.
I will say, though, that earlier today I saw that Trent Williams was sent home due to a back injury. So I'm wondering how that's going to affect
I wonder if he hurt his back the same way I hurt my back. I don't know. Probably not.
No, probably not.
No. I hurt my back trying to duplicate a picture of Batman.
We have yes,
I
the
did,
injury
yeah.
report. Debo Samuel is questionable. Elijah
beat up.
Mitchell is out with a knee injury. Trent Williams is questionable. On the other side, Teddy Bridge. Fuck Teddy. Austin Jackson's the only. Austin Jackson.
I have it on good authority. Fuck Teddy was Keith's nickname in college.
Austin
Shout out
Jackson
to
and
Keith.
Darren Armstead are two starting offense of linemen that are going to be out for this game. That doesn't bode well for that vaunted 49er defensive line. Bosa could have a pretty big game. I don't know where to go with this game. Is that 4.5? I'm sorry. This is
4, right?
It's at
Or did
4.
they have-
Oh yeah.
Because I got it 2 hours ago at 4. They added a half a point. That'd be something.
You know, I think I like Miami plus the points. I like their offense. I think they could do some damage there in old Frisco.
You know, all right. I just
I'm gonna
so
put 50
everybody
on
knows.
it too. I'm gonna put
Okay.
San Francisco to win. I'm not. That's not my bet. I'm just saying the bet is for Miami to cover.
Right. So you're thinking it's going to be a squeaker of a game.
Yeah.
I do see.
All right. Just any excuse to play that, I got to say. Look, I'm taking the 49ers, and I'm going to lay the 4 points, and I'm going to go ahead and put $150 down on that because I like the Dolphins. No. I like the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins a lot. However, they're coming all the way across the country. The 49ers are playing really good football right now. Their injuries, yeah. Everybody's got to deal with them. It's December, all right. It's that time now. So if you're gonna do it, you know how to do it. Find me a season in the last 5 that the 49ers haven't been crushed with injuries and still managed to push through. So they're at home. I like them. I think the 4 points. I don't think it's going to be a big time blowout, but a touchdown, I'll take that. So yeah, I'll lay the 4 points and take the 49ers.
I'm going to take Miami plus the points, the same as Jesse, and I'm going to put 100 on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna put.
I just think I genuinely think
5-0
Miami will
for
just.
me.
Yeah, I think Miami will win this.
This will be a great game.
Yeah,
it will be.
yeah. I
a
think
good
it's
one
gonna
to
be a good
watch.
game.
Yeah, Miami's
absolutely.
defense is pretty good too, man. I like they hit hard. They got a good defense.
Tyreek Hill's always going to break out and do something. So
Hell yeah.
Put 50 down for me.
I've got you 50. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
All
you
right.
got Tyreek Hill, you got Jalen Waddle, you got Brandon Ayuk. Is Debo Samuel going to play this week?
Questionable and
He's
good,
questionable.
And
He
you've got
could- he played-
Gesicki's a great tight end as well.
Right. So the other tight end over there on the other side, Kittle, man, you got
There's playmakers all over the place.
Kittle. Yeah,
Everywhere.
Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle is the other one
It
for
should be a
Soundtrack,
great game. It should be a lot of fun to watch that game. I hope that it's on so that I can see it full and
I think it's going to be.
on
I
Red
think it's
Zone.
going to be that game of the week or the Fox
Yeah, I think so.
Fox game of the week. I'm pretty sure.
Which I know they flexed one this week. Which was it? Is it that one? Let me see. What's the time that they show on?
It says 4:05.
Okay,
Must
well
be
then
that
good.
one.
I hope they put that on CBS or Fox. That would be great.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I can find out.
All right, we got the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. The Raiders are actually favored in this game. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
at
2.5,
2.5
isn't it?
points.
Strange.
Yeah. I mean, yes, the Raiders have had a influx of offense the past couple of weeks. Their defense is still pretty trash, but yeah, this is kind of a weird. I know Mike Williams, I think, is out for. Yeah, Mike Williams is out. That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the San Diego Chargers. Josh Jacobs is questionable. Denzel Perryman is questionable. Brandon Bolden is questionable. So, and Kendall Vickers, defensive end, is out for this game for the Raiders. I kind of like the Raiders here, fellas. I'm not.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're just like blindly throwing darts around the room this time.
Yeah, because I don't know. The play calling for the San Diego or the LA Chargers has been pretty shit. They're not getting Austin Eckler involved enough. They're putting way too much on Justin Herbert. Yeah, Justin Herbert's a great quarterback, but they're just putting way too much on him. They need to run the ball more. And until they can show me that they can do this, I don't have much faith in that San Diego offense.
By the way, here in the Washington area, we're going to get Kansas City at Cincinnati as our second game of the day.
Really?
Yeah, I tell you what.
Stupid.
Yeah, I'd rather watch the other game. So NFL or CBS. Look, I'm Joe fan, and even if I'm not Joe fan, fuck everybody else. I want to watch the Dolphins at the 49ers. So if you can make the change, I'd appreciate it. See how this is how it gets done in America, Scott.
Yeah.
Right. lay down that wood. Go on, get it changed.
That's right.
Oh my God, I've got some TV exec now. John says get it changed.
That's right.
You still have San Francisco and Miami up on the screen there, John.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. Which one are we on?
We're on
Raiders.
LA. We're on LA versus the Raiders.
Oh, the Chargers and the Raiders. All right.
So LA versus LV.
Exactly.
There it is. The Chargers and the Raiders. Now, see, I am not going to put anything on this, but I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers. I think that I agree with everything you said, except the Raiders. Dude, I mean, they blew it out.
They've been playing better.
Dude, didn't fucking Jacobs run for like 200 yards last week? Holy shit.
Like 260 yards.
Because dude was all over the place, man. So I think they shot their wad. It takes a while. They're probably still laying back smoking a cigarette, after that. So,
on the old post-coital.
That's right. They're still hey, what's on TV there? So this is a big rivalry between the two. They got a fierce rivalry. I'm just going to take the Chargers in this one because I just don't buy Josh McDaniels. I just don't believe it. So fuck him.
I'm in the same boat as you, John. I think Josh McDaniels would have been fired 2 or 3 weeks ago had they had the money to do that. Obviously, Jacobs is questionable. I think you said, Jesse, and that's a big concern.
He's probably still tired, dude.
Probably. Yeah. And then you look and you think, yes, they've got Devontae Adams, who had a walk-off touchdown a couple of weeks ago.
One-handed too,
in overtime. Right? Yeah, it was a beast in overtime. And then you think, Derek Carr, I don't understand what he can have an off day. He's one of them quarterbacks where you're like,
he's tough. He got level last week,
or he can be Yeah, he did, and that's a good point. He did get level last week. Ribs were a real concern, and he came out for a play and then went straight back in.
For a 5-quarter game, practically. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he did have that rib protector on though. So because initially I thought that's him done for the day. So yeah, I trust Justin Herbert. I think he's a really, really good quarterback. So I'm taking the Chargers here for this one. But I'm not putting anything on this at all. The line is too close there as well at 2.5. It's a squeaker, as you'd say, John.
I got to all the way down the bottom. There we go. I need a better interface here.
One game, one of the 1 o'clock games that we forgot to talk about was the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears.
That's right.
Packers laying 3.5. The injury report for Green Bay, Devondre Campbell has been listed as questionable. I think he was out last week. Romeo Doubs is questionable. Darnell Savage, the free safety, is doubtful.
Darnell Savage.
And David Bakhtiari is out.
Yeah, he had surgery. He had emergency surgery the other day.
Did he really?
Yeah, he had emergency surgery for appendectomy. Yeah. Over on the Chicago side of it, Jaquan Brisker, the rookie strong safety, had a really good year. He is out. Kyler Gordon is out, and Kendall Vildor is out for this game.
Kendall Vildor.
Yeah, I like the I like Chicago in this game. No, I'm just kidding. I like Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Oh, okay. Holy crap! I forgot who was playing. I like.
Do we know if Rodgers is going to start? Because I know I know they put Jordan Love in, and I don't know. Are we questioning? Is Rodgers done now? That was the big talking point after the game. So
no, I don't think he's done. he's gonna. I think he's gonna have surgery after the season, but he can still play with that hand injury. That
Yeah,
he's got.
he broke his finger, didn't he? Is that what he said?
I think. I think the base of his thumb, but he can still grip the ball, so he's gonna play the season out, or at least until they're totally eliminated from the playoffs. I would assume.
He's not listed as anything at the moment,
No,
but he
he's
left
not.
practice. He didn't practice.
Yeah.
He left practice and then left practice. He's one of those guys I don't think needs too much practice. I think it's more like the receivers need practice with him. But I don't think it bodes well, but I don't think it matters. I think the Bears, they've got too many problems to overcome of their own.
I mean, I'm staying away from putting anything down on this. I would
me.
advise everybody, but
Not me. I'm putting 250 down on this. I'm putting 250 down on the Packers, and I'm laying a 3.5.
250.
I don't buy into the Bears. I think the Bears are a mess because if you're going to sit there again on Sunday going, who's it going to be? Trevor Siemian or Nathan Peterman? I'm like, fucking who gives a
Fields
is
out.
playing.
Fields
is playing?
Yeah.
I thought he was still out. So it doesn't make any difference. I'm still going to take the Packers.
And
that's why it's called gambling, dude.
I will take Green Bay for the win, but I will take Chicago with the points. I think it'll be closer than we think it is. It's 3.5. I think it could be. This could be a 1-point game either way. Yeah. So I'll take Chicago. Plus the points.
There you go.
All right, we got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. Chiefs are favored by 2. They're playing in Cincinnati, and I got the Chiefs all day, putting 5 on it.
Wow.
Chiefs are just too good.
How much? What is it? 5 points?
It's
no,
2.
It's 2.
2 points?
Chiefs are favored by 2. The over-under is 53 points. This is going to be high scoring. I think Jamar Chase is
back. Yeah,
I think he's back. Yeah.
Well, now, you know what? Speaking of Jamar Chase and the Bengals, I had that chick that we saw yesterday in the video. All right. But I didn't put it up here because, as it turns out, that was just a comedy act. If it was real, we'd be watching it right now, laughing at this girl crying and screaming because, well, she just supposedly was full of pain medications and crying about the fact that Joe Burrow had a girlfriend. But that was just an act. So
are you sure? Because I've got stories of and I've seen shit go down after they get off the medication.
I have too. I kind of thought so when I was watching after she got past the Joe Burrow has a girlfriend thing and started with Jamar Chase and she was on the other side of the car. I thought, this doesn't look right.
Well,
so
I remember when I was getting a colonoscopy, I was trying to get the nurse to go out on a date with me with the camera shoved up my ass. So
did you? I hope. Wait, when I got a colonoscopy, you get a chance when you're leaving to take one of those pictures that they take of you while you're in there. You know, like coming down on the.
I didn't see anything that like the switch camera or anything, but I know that like after you have like your teeth pulled. I remember getting my wisdom teeth taken out, man. I was high as a kite. You're just high coming off those outpatient surgeries and shit can go down.
Well, see, now I think the fact of the matter is somebody stuck something up your ass. You turned around and looked at her and said, "I love you. Can you please? Would you marry me?" That's what I think. And then nowadays you go, "Yeah, I was high on whatever." They give you Rohypnol. All right, now we're going to get into some old guy shit. How about you, Scott? What about you? You haven't had one yet, have you?
No, not yet. But I used to work in oral maxillofacial surgery in hospitals.
Well,
I've got some stories I can tell you about.
Yeah,
that's quite interesting. But that's for
the last time. I'll tell you what. The last time I got a colonoscopy, I'm in the hospital and I'm in my gown. I'm laying on the gurney and I'm waiting my turn. Right, and the person that's ahead of me goes in. These things only take like 15 minutes, and I'm sitting there waiting, and like after 10 minutes. The fucking ambulance crash cart comes smashing through the door and they all go running in there. And then they pull the person out. And I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing in there? And I'm serious. After like 5 minutes, the nurse comes out and goes, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, I don't know. What the fuck are you doing in there? So
I think the worst thing I've ever experienced medically was I had the man surgery, as we should say. I was neutered. Like an old
bag
cat.
of peas.
Yeah, that's the one. And it was 2 female assistants, and I was just like, "Oh God, this is awful." and they throw this bag of like iodine on you, and it's like you've pissed yourself. And I thought, oh, okay, this is great. And it was an old boy, and he was listening to jazz music, and then he goes, "Oh, switch it across Pop Masters on." So he's doing a pop quiz while doing it, and he just went, "Oh yeah, one tube's like a car tire, and the other one's like copper wire." I was like, "We'll just clip some more off the car tire."
Whatever, yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's awful. Yeah. What
hurt Scott was he looked at his trot and they called him Wee Scotty.
That's right. Well, exactly right. I've told you, John. It's like a penis but smaller. But anyway.
All right. So who you got, Scott?
Moving on. I've got Kansas City here. Back to it here. We've gone way off topic here.
Oh, wow.
I've got Kansas City. And I think it's a blowout. I think it's an absolute blowout. I'm going
to put a side bet, and I'm going to put another 100 on the over in this game.
Okay, Jesse, 100 on the over. John, what were you saying?
I think they have the over under right, but I'm also taking Kansas City. I'm putting 250 down, and I'm going to lay those. What is it? 3 points, whatever.
2 points.
2 points. My God, this is one of those games you got. How does Vegas know? But I think that they're trading on the Bengals have been good. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. They've been really good. It's just been a quiet good. But
and Patrick Mahomes never lost in December. Never lost in December.
And also, some things to take in consideration. Joe Mixon is questionable with the concussion. And that's obviously Jamar Chase is questionable. On the Kansas City side of it, there's no Kadarius Toney. No Deion Bush, and Joe Thuney is questionable.
Wait a minute.
Kadarius Toney's out for the Chiefs as well. So
I got to tell you, Scott, I'm just as shocked as you. I'm surprised as you are. My God, Kadarius Toney's going to miss a football game.
All right, Indianapolis is traveling to Dallas, and they are 10.5-point dogs. Number seems probably right. Indianapolis can't get out of their own way. The over-under is 44.5.
They came back last week, though. They were getting smoked, and they came back. And
and they did play the Eagles tough as well, too. But they do like they do in every game. They just forget how to play football, in the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Right.
I got Dallas and win. Point spread is a little bit too high for me to touch.
Yeah.
But if I were to lean somewhere, I'd probably take the Colts plus the points. But Dallas definitely for the win, and I will probably take the under with the 44.5.
Okay. I'm not touching it. The spreads, the Cowboys should crush them, and I think that they will, because I think that Matt Ryan, the statue standing back there, is going to be
Micah Parsons is going to just tee off on him.
They're all going to get off on him. It's going to be a feast for the Cowboys defensive line. They're going to get back on track, get back to their ways of having 6 sacks in a game, and then they're going to forget how to do it by the time the Commanders come to town. But we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. I think they're going to kick the shit out of the Colts, but not enough that I'm going to bet anything on it. I think they should. Pollard should feast. I think that Zeke should feast.
All right. Scotty?
Yeah, I'm taking Dallas here. I think the spread's a little too high. Like you, I would lean towards Indianapolis covering that. But
they've played some close games, so give them that. They can keep it close. They got a good defense. They got a good running game.
They just don't have any weapons. Other than the running back.
Yeah,
Taylor.
But the fact that, like you said, John, Matt Ryan is a statue behind there, and they're going to have Micah Parsons just tee off on them pretty much the whole entire game. So, they have an opportunity to keep the game a little bit close going into the fourth quarter, but I think at the end, Dallas will prevail. All right. Moving on to Monday night, the New Orleans Saints are traveling to Tampa Bay to take on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are favored by 4. The over-under is 40.5. And I don't know how to make heads or tails of this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. They have the talent. They're just not putting it together.
For Tom Brady, I just want to say this. You're playing pretty good. It's going bad around you. And now I got videos on my Twitter feed of Rob Gronkowski having himself a ball out there playing pickleball. Here you are on the football field, trying your old ass off to not piss yourself or poop yourself in the huddle. It's really getting to be pathetic. You're limping into the playoffs, possibly with a losing record. And I just don't know what else to make of it here, Tom. You got to play against the Saints team that should, by all standards, be dead and buried, but I don't know whether you should beat them or not because you can't seem to score points. I don't know what's going on. But maybe it's time to take a look at your ex-wife's demand of you retiring and say, it's time to go.
I don't think he will retire.
The Buccaneers have a rash of injuries.
You got
Tristan
a rash,
Wirfs,
Tom.
Yeah, Tristan Wirfs. They're all everything offensive tackle out. Sean Murphy Bunting is doubtful. Cameron Brate is questionable. Vita Vea is questionable. Akeem Nicks is questionable. Mike Edwards is doubtful. Antoine Winfield Jr. is doubtful. Luke Gadecki is questionable. I mean, they are beat the hell up. On the other side, the Saints ain't faring much better. Lattimore is questionable. Pete Warner is questionable. Juwan Johnson is questionable. Dwan.
He's not junior. Dwan Johnson Jr.
Malcolm Roach is questionable. Contavia Street is questionable. Kevin White is questionable. Bradley Roby is questionable. So I think this is like
I'll tell you what's not questionable.
The backup
my ass
games.
In bed by 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Buccaneers to win, but I'm staying away from everything else.
You know, dude, last week I said the same thing. The Steelers and the Colts on Monday Night Football. I'll be in bed early, and I started watching it, and goddamn if it wasn't a good game. And I was sitting there, and next thing I know, I was like, God damn it, I gotta get up for work in the morning. I gotta go to bed. But luckily, my commute is about 45 feet, so that's not too bad.
What are you doing, John? What are you taking here then? Tampa Bay?
I will take Tampa Bay. What's the spread on this again?
4.
Yeah, with the Saints. And the Bucks can't score. The Saints are I don't know what they are. They're like a chimera. I have no idea which one's gonna show up. This is a divisional game, so there's at least that going on. I'm gonna go ahead and put it down on Brady. I'll put $50 just to round out my totals of how much I'm betting this week on the Buccaneers, and I'll lay those 4 points. And I will get up on Tuesday morning, and I will see some kind of 41-38 game that was awesome, and everybody's talking about how this was the greatest game that they've ever seen. And
Tom Brady's back.
Damn it.
Tom Brady. Well, there's talk of Tom Brady going back to New England, but whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know.
Who talked about that?
Yeah, I heard that too. I've heard
people talk about a lot of shit. I'm going to tell you something. It's Tom Brady up in New England. That's what I heard, buddy. See, I'm talking about it now. So, people are talking. People are saying.
All right, so now it's time for the game of the week. This has major playoff implications. The Washington Commanders are traveling to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. This line has been moving slowly but surely down all week.
Yep.
They're still, was up. The highest it was Washington minus 2.5. Now on the BetUS betting site, it is Washington minus 1. Other places is higher, different odds. You can find some different odds out there, but for all intents and purposes, we're going to stay with the minus 1. The biggest thing with this game is the injuries on the New York side of the ball. Their injury report right now, now bear with me, it's going to take a little time. Guard Mike Gronkowski is questionable with back injury. John Feliciano is questionable with a neck injury. That's a center. Guard Josh Izudu is out with a neck injury. Shane Lemieux, another guard, is out with a toe injury. Free safety Dane Blelton is questionable with a shoulder. Running back Gary Brightwell, don't really need to worry about him because that's not the running back that we're worried about. Cornerback Denary Holmes is questionable with his shoulder. Carter Coughlin linebacker, questionable with the thigh. Fabian Moreau, which Washington Commander fans should be very familiar with, is questionable with a oblique injury. And he would be their best cornerback if he were to play. Richie James is questionable, wide receiver, questionable with a knee injury. Kenny Galladay is questionable with an illness.
Galladay, hey, I got a trivia question for you. How many passes has Kenny Galladay caught more than you have? How many more passes has Kenny Galladay caught this year than you?
No.
I don't know, one.
But he's dropped more passes than he's caught. That's what he's out there. Tight end, and this is a big one right here. He's a really good tight end, pass catcher and blocker. Daniel Bellinger is questionable. Dory Jackson is out. Ariel Fleet is questionable with the illness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're banged up right now. Chances are they're going to get a lot of those players back, even if they are questionable. On our side of the ball, out is Trey Turner, and guess who fills in that spot? Sam Cosmi. Our starting right tackle is moving over to play right guard. Benjamin St. Juice is out. Chase Young is questionable, and Antonio Gibson is questionable.
Milne's out as well, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Dax Milne. You're right. Dax Milne is out as well.
How about his sister? Is she in or is she out?
I don't know, John, but yeah, the less said about
we
that,
should
the
see
better.
as much of her out as possible.
This I said this yesterday on our podcast. This is the biggest game Washington has had in years. This is even bigger than the playoff game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because we know we were playing with house money then. I really hope that these guys have not, gotten too full of themselves and are not coming in too confident. This game's there to be had. You just got to limit the mistakes, and the quarterback, Taylor Heineke's got to make the plays that are there, and don't make bad decisions, because this New York Giants team isn't really that good.
No, they're not. Look, the thing is, they've been, like I said on our podcast yesterday, for those of you that may be listening and don't listen to the other podcast, I don't know why you wouldn't. And if you did, here's a repetitive thing for you. They are winning. They won the same way we're winning. Miracles at the end. All right. Running the ball, controlling the clock, limiting mistakes, limiting their quarterbacks' opportunities to make mistakes, which is one thing that Turner has been doing. And I'll begrudgingly admit that he's done well with that. And we just got to, you're right, keep our mistakes to a minimum, play our football game, control the clock, grind it out, keep them on the sidelines, because that's what the game is going to be. What did you say a couple of weeks ago? It's going to be the fastest game of the week. This one could be. All right. This is going to probably see, like 20 passes all game long if we're lucky, or if we're smart. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Commanders, and I'm going to go ahead and lay the 1 point, but I'm not going to bet a dime on them, because every time I bet on them, they lose.
For me, I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. This is, as you said, the biggest game of our season. It's the biggest game we've had in years. Obviously, playoff implications on the line. I think we have a good opportunity to sweep the Giants. I would be happy, as I said before, with 1-on-1. We win at home, they win at theirs. I think we will see a lot of misdirection and a lot of pre-snap play calling. Giants are terrible. At the window, when we watch the window dressing, they've given up 6.13 yards per attempt when it's been pre-snap motion. So for me, that is where we win. We have jets. We've been using jet sweeps a lot, and that's where we go out. We just can't abandon the run, and that's where the problems will start for Scott Turner. Does he be brave and get to the end of the half and then into the third quarter and still continue to pound the rock, keep going, because eventually we'll wear them down and move on. One other really, really interesting stat that I saw was 83% of the Giants play calling has been through Saquon Barkley.
Of course.
If we keep Saquon Barkley quiet, they have nothing else. They have literally nothing else to go to. But we know what we're like against really good running backs. I mean, we kept Cordell Patterson quite quiet last week. We've kept Henry to about 100-ish yards when we've been playing
Can't
them.
allow
We seem to be doing okay against that, and I'm really confident in our D line and that in the middle of the interior defensive line we can push that forward and keep him quiet, which forces Vanilla Vic to then throw the ball, and that's where they will fall into trouble. So yeah, I'm going to go with a really, really tight one. I think Washington wins this, and I'm going to go 2017. Or no, 2014. I'll go 2014.
2014.
What
Yeah,
changed your mind? Were you visualizing the game and they missed?
Yeah, I was trying to think about it, and I was thinking the field goal. There'll be a field goal with about 3 minutes to go to kind of seal it. We'll be 17-14. I think we'll see quite a few lead changes. You know, it'll go back and forth, back and forth.
So you're saying NFC Player of the Month, Joey Sly?
Yeah,
is going to put it through the upright then seal the deal. There we go.
With about
a
minute and a half to go, and that'll be that, and we will
sing his praises. We will.
I'm kind of different from you guys as far as what the game plan should be. Yes, I think we should pound the rock, but I want to see more in the passing game. I think there is a golden opportunity for Taylor Heineke. To put some yards in a stat box.
Sure. Let play action work for you. You got to establish first.
They do not they can't defend the pass very well. In one thing that we know Wink Martindale is going to do is blitz the hell out of Taylor Heineke. They blitz more than almost anybody in the NFL. And that will bode well for the run game. But I need to see this pass game open up some. And you have the opportunity right here, even if it's the quick pass game. You have receivers that are very, very good within the quick passing game. And Terry McLaurin and also
he just has to recognize. He has to recognize what's coming so that he can hit those hots because they will work. They'll work wonders. We got one to Antonio Gibson last week that was just a fucking beauty. Burn the blitz and beat him bad.
It's all on. I think this game is all on Taylor Heineke's shoulders. I just feel like we're going to come crashing down to earth a little bit, and we probably split. But I think we're gonna. I think we're going to. I'm going to take New York to win this one.
Okay. And that optimism has left the room. He's gone. Sucked it all away, Jesse. Sucked it all away. Gone.
I just have a feeling this is going to come crashing down. It's got to sometime, And
crashing down would indicate end. All right, crashing down. Maybe a bump in the road. There's no bumps in the road, Jesse. You're either flying high or you are crashed into the side of the mountain. We're going to
fall off a cliff. I don't think this is sustainable.
Oh my God. How am I ever bothered?
Brian Robinson's next 100-yard game.
Hope so.
I
want to see him break off a 60-yard run tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, mates.
All right, mates.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, we're all good.
Gentlemen, all right. Well, we'll play out with this today. So we'll see y'all next week and go Commanders.